right, who's ready to be horny? Kidding. Not kidding. Because what I'm about to show you guys is the showcase of my Forever Model indicator. You guys have no idea how excited I am to finally show this thing in action. It's been in the works, behind the scenes, for the past, I can't even remember, I don't even know how many months. But to get my model automated and turned into an indicator where it automatically shows and knows what my eyes see in the market is literally insane. And shout out to the guys at 2 Degrees for developing this and coding this on the back end. They are the best in the space when it comes to any of this sort of work, and they're the only ones that I knew that I could trust to make this possible. But without them, it wouldn't be here now. But I want to show you guys the trade that I caught today on the S&P 500, taking a daily key level to an hourly market maker sell model. So let's go into the charts. I'm going to minimize my face here, and let's look exactly as what was happening in regards to price delivery today. Now, you're going to be utilizing this indicator not as a signal service. Don't let that be the case. This is supposed to be an assistance and more confirmation to help you stay in alignment with higher time frame order flow and make your setups and your criteria when you're going into a trade in the day more confident. Because I'm not even joking with you. It's crazy the fact that my analysis will be mimicked perfectly to an indicator. I never would have thought this would have happened. But let's go into what happened in price today. So we've been bearish. We've been trending bearish for quite some time on indices. So any sort of retracement higher, I'm going to be looking at that as a selling opportunity. Now, today, we had daily bearish fair value gaps that were tagged on the S&P 500, but failed to tag on the NASDAQ. And as you can see on the NASDAQ, we have a failed to tag the daily gap, and the S&P 500 tags that gap. Now, this is our SMT divergence, just like this. So that's step 1 and 2 of the model. Now, let me turn on the indicator and show you where the magic happens. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to click indicator, and then as soon as I click it, it's going to show you the general settings, and it's going to automate the SMT correlated pair. Now, if you want to change that, I go like this. I search NQ, click this, because I'm clicking the S&P 500. The NASDAQ is its correlated pair. I hit apply. Now, I have that inputted. I'm going to do the same thing for the NASDAQ. I'm going to click this, S&P 500 for the NASDAQ. Now, the second that I click that, you're going to see something that pops up at the top here. And at the top, it shows you a little box. And that box says Forever Model, 1 day to 1 month. Now, that is the time frame alignment if I'm on the daily. If I'm looking for a daily Forever Model setup, it's going to be framed from a monthly key level. Just like if I'm sitting on the 4-hour chart, I'm going to click this. If I click the 4-hour chart, it's going to show me 4-hour to weekly. So it's going to be pulling from the higher aligned time frame key level to show you if the model is presenting itself based off of where you're looking and what time frame you're on. So it's going to automate the time frame alignment for you, which is insane. Now, there's another thing below it. It says bias, neutral. So if it says a neutral bias right there, that's going to show you that the indicator is going to be looking for both bullish and bearish setups. But now, since we are in an obvious bearish trend here, we're going to be toggling that bias to bearish to only look for short setups because we're clearly in bearish order flow. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go to my settings. I'm going to be hitting the drop down on bias. I'm going to click bearish. Once I turn that on, the model is only going to be looking for short setups. I hit OK. I'm going to do the same thing for the NASDAQ here. Drop down bias, bearish. Boom. Now, I did my little analysis and my own annotations here on the daily. Now let me click the 1 hour chart just to see if the analysis matches what I did on my higher time frame. So I'm going to go to the 1 hour. And just like that, you can see my SMT line is here. That's correlated with this corresponding high here. And the fair value gap is resting here with the same sort of fair value gap that I marked off on the daily. And the same thing on the NASDAQ. We have the fair value gap, we have the SMT already labeled off. Now let's go back into where price actually gave us our indication and our execution. So if I replay price here and I go back to the hourly before we tag the gap, this next hourly candle here is where we tag. So if we have the SMT on that daily bearish fair value gap, we have the SMT here, we have the failure to tag on the NASDAQ there. I'm going to play out price. Where are we looking to sell here? We're looking to sell, and our indication is we need a candle to run a short-term high. And then we need it to close below that short-term high after we created our SMT divergence on that higher aligned time frame. And that candle specifically is this candle's opening price here from the 9 a.m. up close. Runs this short-term high and tags that daily bearish fair value gap. So that is our POI that we're going to utilize for our short entry. If I go to the next candle here, boom, we confirm it. Now, watch what happens with the indicator. The second that I toggle to the next candle, it triggers the execution and the model that shows you of us tagging that order block. It shows you the order block's time, the date, the opening price, and its invalidation point. Now, the execution, which is what I alerted to my Discord, was when price came up and tagged that order block here and put my stop loss at the invalidation point that labeled on our order block's signal here. My stop loss goes at that 52.87 point, and then my take profit goes to a 50.95.75. The second that we get the tag of that down close candle, that order block, we get such a strong reaction off of that specific POI. Exactly how I've shown you guys on every other trade that I've taken. It's the simple 3-2-1 process. And let's look at the next candle on the hourly. The second that we hit a 1-2 risk to reward, you get a label of a green diamond showing that you have secured your 1-2 risk to reward. That is the beauty of this thing here. It's actually insane to see happen that this is even possible to be automated. Like, my model has legitimately been put into an indicator. I never would have thought that this day would come, but here it is. And the better thing about this too, the daily chart here, how does price move? Price moves from internal to external range liquidity and external to internal, vice versa. We take out old highs and lows, we rebalance imbalances, vice versa. This is the daily internal range liquidity pool, like this. This is the daily external range liquidity pool, right here. If I go back to the hourly chart, what is already marked off? That daily external range liquidity pool from our higher time frame. The model will keep itself open and shown to where the higher time frame is drawing to from that highest aligned key level. That is the beauty of this. So if you're looking from a daily to a 1 hour perspective and you still see that the external range liquidity pool has yet to be taken, you can still frame trades on this from a 1 hour to an M5 perspective and fractalize the model even more, knowing that we have yet to take out this external range low on the daily chart. When that is aligned and still shown on both NQ and ES here, with corresponding and correlated lows that don't have SMT divergence, you are going to be able to frame multiple trades when you have a clear, higher aligned time frame draw on liquidity. This was the first trade that I've ever taken and alerted utilizing my model, and it played out picture perfect. Printed in legitimately 2 candles with slim to no drawdown here. We got tagged in and we ran to our 1 to 2 risk reward in an intraday move from an hourly entry. Absolutely picture perfect. This is an A trade setup because we're shorting the weaker pair, but it aligns with everything. We have a daily internal range liquidity pool. We have SMT at the daily tag of that fair value gap. We have the up close candle that runs a short-term high, creates SMT divergence. We close below it, we come up, we tap the opening price here, and we short. We get our 1 to 2 risk to reward just like that. That is the forever model, and now it is automated, and now it is an indicator. And I am literally so fucking excited for this to be dropped and released on Friday the 11th. I'm going to have a link to join the waitlist in the description of this video, and if you guys are interested in seeing that, click the link and just wait for Friday, because it's going to be insane for you guys to see this shit just be automated and you don't have to do any work with any sort of the analysis. This is going to confirm and build your confidence so much, because now my eyes are in an indicator form, which is so cool. And I still can't believe this is even real. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and maybe you did catch this setup. But take it easy, everybody. I'll have a lot more examples, a lot more content on this sort of stuff, and I look forward to when you guys all see it. But be safe, everybody. Good luck, good trading, and I will see you guys all next week for the next upload. Deuces.